Okay guys, it's time for another game haul video. Now, this one's going to be an awful lot shorter than the last one because we've had party conference. By the time you see this, we'll have had the party conference, so I've had travel and hotel expenses and all that. So, money's been a bit lower for games, as you would expect. So, let's just get into it with what I have managed to find. Now, I told you last time that, well, PS2 collecting is getting difficult. We've got 666 PlayStation 2 games left to get. And, well, that's the estimate. We're not entirely sure. It could be 650. It could be 680. We don't know. No one's actually got a proper definitive list of the amount of PlayStation 2 games that are out there. We haven't had time to compile it yet, basically, as a community. But from what we're guesstimating, 666 left. So let's have a look at what we've managed to find that got us down to that number. First of all, Chess Master. Now this is actually a really good implementation of chess. It's got some various different modes like standard 3D chess, a battle mode which is an oddity, and things like that. You can also have a standard 2D chess, so it's actually a really good implementation of the game. It teaches you to play chess, it's got a tutor and everything is here complete. It's a very nice addition to the set that I've been looking for a while because I like playing chess. It's a good fun game and I'm very happy to add that to the set. Now, I'm going to move away from PlayStation 2 for a moment because the next ones in my pile that I've got here are not PlayStation 2 games. The PC games. Arthur's Quest Battle for the Kingdom. Don't really know an awful lot about this, but when I saw it, it says an epic 3D action game. It's in a little box, goes for £1 in a charity shop. It looks like some sort of 3D RPG, like a brawler type of action RPG type of thing. Don't know what it's about, I haven't had a chance to play it yet, but it's all here, or at least it seems to be all here. So, I'm very happy to add that to the set because I don't know what it is, never heard of it. Looking forward to giving it a try at some point. Similarly, this is one I've seen adverts for a lot, and I've always wanted to get it, but never got around to it. Finally got a copy of Divine Divinity. It's a hell of a looking RPG. It looks like the old Baldur's Gate style ones. So I'm really interested in seeing how this works out. This is heavy. This is really heavy because the manual is huge and it's got... Look at that. That's a proper size manual. It's got the registration stuff. It's 3 discs. All seems to be here. I'm very happy to have this in the collection. I say it's all here. I don't know. It could have a cardboard sleeve that this one did. I don't know. I've never really looked it up, but for a chance to grab that at £1, I was definitely going for it. Now we've got an oddity. This is, I believe this is one of those hidden item puzzles, you know? Nostradamus, The Last Prophecy. I'm not a fan of missing object puzzles per se, but I did play one on the Wii, Kate West, and that's actually quite good. So I thought I'll give it another one a try. Not usually used, is it? But it's 1 disc. No manual. I'm not sure whether it should have a manual or not. Some of these don't. So I got that anyway. And then another one that I'd never even heard of, so I had to pick it up because it appears to be some kind of survival horror. Barrow Hill. Barrow Hill, Curse of the Ancient Circle. Like I said, I think it's a survival horror, but I'm not entirely sure. But I'm definitely going to have a try of it when I get a minute. It's got the instructions here and everything, so I'm very happy to add this to the set. I like the oddities. I like collecting oddities, which is why I picked these up. Well, partly. I mean, Divine Divinity I actually want to play. But I like collecting oddities, so I picked these up, and it looks quite fun. So, let's move back to PlayStation 2 with some ones that I didn't think I'd see for a long time, and then they all just turned up at once. Like Top Trumps, Horror and Predators. So there are 2 Top Trumps Adventures sets. There's this one, Volume 1, and Volume 2, Dogs and Dinosaurs. So they're the 2. But of course, there is also Top Trumps Doctor Who, which doesn't fit in with the set, it's just there. Got to find space to show the shelf. Whenever I buy new PlayStation 2 games, they've got to go on the shelves that are next to me and up there. Which means I have to move everything, because everything's in alphabetical order, otherwise I wouldn't be able to find it. There's too many of them. What is it, 2,300 or something of PlayStation 2? That's the guesstimate. Or thereabouts, 2,200 odd. It's ridiculous. So you've got to keep them in alphabetical order, otherwise you will never find what you're looking for. Anyway, let's get back to this set. World Racing. I thought I had this. It's one of those... there's a lot of PlayStation 2 games with World in the title, so I thought I had it, but it turns out I don't. And it's basically just a Mercedes-Benz racing game by TDK, and I think there are others, but yeah, there's all kinds of stuff in it with loads of product placement on the advertising, but where's the disc? I forgot I've been playing it. There you go. Everything's here. Oh my goodness, that was a shock, wasn't it? A surprise to me. So I suppose the plus side from that is, now you know I do actually play these games. But here's a one that I really, really like. It's Zoo Puzzle. Now, this is different to Zoo Cube, because Zoo Cube is a puzzle game with it involving trying to match several items onto a cube. This one is a Bejeweled style game. It's basically a Bejeweled clone. And, you know, the standard match 3, that kind of thing. It's very cool, though, and I enjoy playing it, so we're going to have a review pretty soon for that on Game Hammer. But it's in excellent condition, so I'm very happy to add it to the set. And that's all I've got time for now. There may be more before the end of this. Hey guys, welcome back to the second part of this pickups video, as we thought there would be more. So, Jen actually gave me a hey, you're getting older present. And it consists of Fighter's Destiny. Not the best condition on the label, but it's perfectly workable. Works. It's a decent enough fighting game. It's not a standard style, let's put it that way. It's all points based. You fight and then judges give you points based on what you do. It's odd. It's like I would expect it. If there was this kind of tournament in real life, that's the way it would go. You would have that kind of system. So it's actually quite interesting. Takes a bit of getting used to, though, the controls. And let's move on quick, because I have a few other things. She also gave me Ice Age 3. Now, I didn't even know this existed. It's from 2009. It's one of those later release games where the graphics are actually quite good for PlayStation 2. You'd think maybe it's coming up to next generation. It's got a lot of jaggies, as you would expect, pushing the PS2 to its limits. And everything's here in very nice condition. It's actually not a bad game. I was quite impressed. Speaking of games that I was surprised by, International Tennis Pro, Midas. It's actually not a bad tennis game, providing you can work out what the controls are. Now, I can't work out how the controls work. It's an oddity. But everything's here in nice condition, so I can actually serve the ball and hit back a ball once. After that, I don't seem to be able to hit back. I don't know what's going on with it. I think with a bit of practice, you probably get the controls, and at that point, it'll become a decent game. But the game that I am so thankful for, thank you so much for this, Jen, that the one that I've been playing ever since she gave me it, NAMCO Museum 50th Anniversary. Oh, so good. It's got Pac-Man on it. It's got Miss Pac-Man, Gallagher, Galaxian, Dig Dug, Rally X, Pole Position 2, Xevious, Dragon Spirit, Rolling Thunder, Mappy, Sky Kid, and the best of all, Bosconian. If you haven't played Bosconian, play it. It is one of the best arcade games from that era. It's so good. It's like a free-flowing, open space area. Go where you want, shoot things. Fighting flight sim. It's great. Top down. Your objective is to destroy the space stations, and there's loads of stuff trying to stop you. It's so good. It's my favourite arcade game of that era. They are lovely, lovely condition. Everything's here. It is wonderful. Thank you so much, Jen. But that's not all, because I've been picking up some games myself, and the first one I picked up, Sonic Mania. Sonic Mania Plus, in fact. I held out on Sonic Mania. I love the game. It's brilliant. But when I saw the trailer and then found out it was download only, I didn't bother. I waited because I knew at some point there would be like a collector's edition or an enhanced edition or something like that with a disc. Well, here it is. Sonic Mania Plus with a reversible Mega Drive cover. So yeah, it's got the cover, it's got the slipcase, it's got the little thing in there. You can see the art book, which I'm trying to keep as nice condition as possible. Really, really good fun, this game. I've been playing this so much. But what I've also been playing is the other game that I picked up. Sega Mega Drive Classics, Xbox One, 50 games. Oh man, some of these are amazing. Some of these are games I never even knew existed on the Mega Drive, and others are games I will never be able to justify buying. Like Streets of Rage 3, I can't afford. Well, I probably could afford it if I saved up a little bit, but I can't justify it. Like 70 quid or whatever on one game that isn't actually all that good. I mean, I made that. I did that with Rule of Rose. I picked up a copy of that, £190 it was. It was ridiculous the amount of money I spent on that. I'd saved up and saved up and saved up so I could justify getting it if it ever turned up, and then it was there so I got it. But that much money on one game, I can't justify that really. So Streets of Rage 3's on here, along with a load of other stuff that I just love. Like all three Streets of Rage are on here. The Shinobi game, I think it's Shinobi 2, the what's the word? Revenge of Shinobi, is it? The one that's on Mega Games 2. Give me a second. Yeah, Revenge of Shinobi. Strider 2's on here and stuff like that. It's so good. I've been playing it to death. It's ridiculous. I haven't quite got through all 50 games yet, but I've found a few that actually I didn't know existed, but are really, really good. So let's have a look. Here's an example of one. Beyond Oasis. I didn't know it existed. It's actually a lot of fun. Alien Storm, Alien Soldier, great games. Comic Zone, of course, Comic Zone. I mean, we've got it on the PlayStation 2 ones. I think it's an unlockable on Sonic Mega Collection Plus. So there's stuff like that. There's a lot of games on here that you would expect because they're on pretty much every compilation, like Sonic 1 and Sonic 2. And other things are just so good. Vector Man and Vector Man 2. Wonder Boy 3, but not the Dragon's Trap. It's Monster Lair instead. It's an oddity. Wonder Boy in Monster World, which is an odd game. I was playing that because it was a one that came up as a Games with Gold. And I just don't get it, but it's here if you want to play it. Loads of stuff like that. I'm having a great time with this, so I'm really happy to have picked that up. And that's all I've got for you for the moment. There probably will be more. You never know. I mean, you know what happens. I walk through town and find a game. It's ridiculous. And then there's this one, The Water Horse Legend of the Deep, which I thought we already had, but turns out I've just seen it on lists every now and again, and I'm remembering it from that. I'm sure this was based on a book or a film that was like really big for about 10 minutes, but I picked it up in my lunch break today, and it's one of those, like, I've seen this style of back before. It's on Blast, and Mr. Bean was on one of these, and a few others. It looks like it's probably just mini games or just cheap tie-in like that, but you know, it adds to the collection. I'll give it a try, see how it goes. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. If I'm right, well, I'm right. But if I am wrong, I'll put an extra bit in and tell you. So yeah, Water Horse. Nice. That's all I've got for this bit. Now here's the thing. Oh my goodness, that is a bit bright, isn't it? Hello. Now here's the thing. I was expecting that to be the last of the game haul because I wasn't thinking we'd do a huge amount more. I'm trying to cut back because of conference and the spend for that and things like that. But then I saw Mario and Yoshi in local CX. It's in nice condition. It's got a bit of sticky on the back because there was a sticker on the back, but I've taken that off. I was expecting some interesting, decent platform action. It's not a platformer. This is a weird, well, it's a chance-based puzzle game. It's very simple. You can get straight into it. It's not a game you need a massive manual for, and I had a couple of minutes fun with it, but it feels like a Game & Watch game, which I was not expecting at all. So it's an interesting addition to the collection, but if you're looking for a platformer, that's not it. But that wasn't the only thing we found. Finally got a copy of Lego Racers. Jen and I have been looking for this for the collection since we started the collection. We have a load of Lego games up there. The ones that are branded Lego. So we had to have this one because it's branded Lego. Lego Racer 2. The original one is on the PlayStation original, of course. It's a 2001 game. It's really difficult to find, especially in good condition with everything in it. So I'm finally able to add it to the collection. I'm very happy to do that. But my goodness, it took a while to find. And I'm getting a low battery signal, so I'm going to finish this off very quickly with Dragon Age 2. I love Dragon Age Origins, I think it is. Yeah, Dragon Age Origins. got that. I got the expansion Dragon Age Inquisition, which I haven't played yet because I haven't finished Dragon Age Origins. I keep doing the start again to get all of the origin stories, but at the moment I'm playing as the city elf. And I think I'm going to go through the full game with her because it's actually quite a good game. But it's an oddity. It's like, let's say if Mass Effect had a child with Baldur's Gate, that's pretty much what Dragon Age is. And that's not a bad thing because those games were great. But looking forward to getting through it and getting into Dragon Age 2. I think that'll be very interesting. But that is all I've got so far, except to say I have now finished trying out all of the 50 games on the Mega Drive Classics on Xbox One. So many RPGs. I think that's a game that, pick it up. If you like 16-bit, pick up that set because those RPGs will last you for ages. And so will the drop in and play action games, which there are a lot of as well. I'm having a lot of fun with that set, so definitely well worth recommending there. Right, I better go. So if this is the last of the game haul, then thank you very much for watching. I hope you did like this, and if you did, remember to click that like button, share this too, so your friends will know some good games when they see them, and some odd games too, mentioning no names. And do subscribe for future videos because there will be more in the future. But until next time, I've been Zoe Kirk-Robinson. You've been watching a Game Pickup on Game Hammer Extra on the Knob Mouse channel. That's a bit of a mouthful, and I'll see you next time.